Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. Hope you are having a great week. This week's video is dedicated as a mazel tov to my sister Yocheved and her husband Yochanan. Mazel tov to you on the birth of a baby girl. A lot of Yiddish nachas, also as a refuah shlema for Nechama Bas Chai Rivka, Baruch Yosef Aaron ben Yehudas, and Shlomo Mordechai ben Rachel. This week's Parsha, Haftaras Chukas, we read the Haftorah from the book of Shoftim, the book of Judges. We read about the next judge, Yiftach. Yiftach, when he was younger, he was banished from the land of Israel by his brothers. He was born of a different mother. They hated him, and instead of arguing and fighting with them, he was very peace-loving, and he humbly left. He just left. He didn't want to have anything to do with any fighting, and he left. Eventually, he became a leader of the people where he was, outside of the land of Israel. He went north to the land of Israel. And while he was there, he kind of became a leader of people, a leader of armies, and he became very popular. And eventually his brothers wanted to send for him. A whole delegation from his tribe wanted to send for him, and they sent to him a delegation, and the delegation asked him, please come back to the land of Israel. The land of Amon is attacking us, and we need you to be at the head. And eventually he agreed. So right away you also see that something might look bad, but because of his humility, he was able to take it in stride. His brothers wanted to get rid of him, but ultimately he was made leader anyway. Just a side point. So he becomes a leader, and he's ready to wage war with Ammon. However, like we said before, he's very into peace. And so therefore he said, before we actually wage war, let me try to figure out what's the angst over here of the king of Ammon. Why does he want to come and wage war with us? What do we do to him? So he sent a message. He goes, hey, what's up? So the guy said, what do you mean? You stole some of my land. You stole part of the land. The tribe of Reuven is sitting in my lands where it was. Which is our property. How come you're stealing? You stole it. So Yiftach sent back to him. That's not exactly what happened. What happened is the Jewish people conquered Sichon. Sichon had conquered your property, and we only took it from Sichon. And so therefore, you would have no rightful claim to it. And also, it's not us that took it. God gave it to us. Everything was apportioned by God. So you really have no claim. But of course, Ammon didn't want to hear. He shut his ears off to logic. And so therefore now, he had to go out and actually attack. And he promised Hashem, this is the main point that we're getting to. He promised Hashem, if Hashem gave him success against Ammon, being able to defeat them, he would sacrifice the first thing that came out of his house, which was a huge mistake. First of all, it was a promise he never should have made. Second of all, it was a promise he never should have kept, because the first thing that came out of his house was his daughter. Now, he ended up having great success, and when he came back, his daughter came out to cheer him on. That she was so happy that he won the war, and his face fell. His heart fell out of his body, and not literally, but he couldn't believe it. He didn't know what to do, and disastrous thing happened, and that he ended up killing his own daughter because of a promise that he made. Now, this was misplaced piety. Now, what we see from over here is a person could be great and could be God-fearing, and he could be a leader of men, and he could be all-powerful, and Hashem could be in his corner. But if you don't study Torah, you can make colossal, catastrophic, disastrous mistakes. And not only did he make a vow that he never should have made, he certainly could have annulled that vow. And even if he didn't annul the vow, he still shouldn't kill his own daughter. But this is what happened. This is why it's so important. We have to know what to do. We have to know the right things to do. We can't live with our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. We have to know the right thing to do in every single situation. It's paramount. Our children's lives depend on it. And our lives depend on it. And everybody else's lives. And Hashem depends on us knowing. We have to know what the right thing is, not guess what the right thing is. Very, very important lesson. So you can be as great as Yiftach. Our sages even tell us, Yiftach bedora kishmul bedora. Yiftach in his generation was as great as Shmuel was, meaning he was supposed to be the leader of that generation, like we spoke last week. But nevertheless, if you don't learn, it can end to disastrous results your entire life. Your life, the decisions you make can have a horrible effect on your children. The decisions you make can have a great effect on your children. So let's start making the great effect. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos. Thank you for listening.